everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing the book cake tag. Okay, so I'm not really sure if people still do book tags or if like this one, I don't know how old this one is, but I never did it and I really want to. I'm just gonna get right along into it. Alright, so the first element of the book cake is the flour, and because like the flour represents because flour makes the cake rise in the oven. It represents a book that was like really slow to start off, but picked up as it went along. My flour of my book cake is going to be Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas, and she's my favorite author, and I usually don't have a problem with any of the books. Tower of Dawn, for me, was just really hard to get into, and like, I love this book now that I've read it, but at the beginning, like when I started reading this, I just didn't want to read it because I feel like it was so slow and kind of boring at the beginning, but near the end it started picking up and the ending was incredible. And another reason why I think this wasn't so good for me was because I had just finished reading Empire of Storms, and this doesn't even go, like, this is a 6th book and Empire of Storms is a 5th book, but this doesn't follow what happened after the 5th book. And that's probably why I didn't want to read it, because I wanted to know what happened next after Empire of Storms. So that's my flour. Okay, so the next element of the cake is the margarine or the butter, and that represents a book that has a really rich storyline or plot. There's a lot of books that I think have really great stories and plots, but I think my butter is going to be Moon Chosen by PC Cast, because okay, this book has so much like world building and it's insane. Like, it's so intricate. Like the system on which the characters live is so like intricate, and it follows certain rules, but it's not that like at all hard to follow. It's not like throwing so many things at you at once that you can't understand what it's talking about, but it's just enough to where it's a really great story and you get some like extra details and stuff, and it's really, really nice. This is great butter. This is going to be the best cake in the world. Alright everybody, so the third element of the book cake is the eggs. The eggs represent a book that you thought was going to be bad, but turned out to be quite enjoyable, in fact, after you had read it. I'm looking around at my bookshelves and I'm not really sure, because I love most of the books that I've read on my shelves, but the book that I thought I wasn't going to like, but I actually did, was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So before I read Throne of Glass, I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. I read actually the whole ACOTAR series, and I didn't want to read any other book, in fact, let alone another series by this author. I didn't think it would be nearly as good as ACOTAR. I mean, this was the first series she wrote, and I didn't think this was going to be good at all. But I read it, and I actually liked it, and this book is so good. Like, this series is so good. This isn't my favorite book in the series, but it like starts you on the series, right? And it's actually really good. This book will hook you into the series because the rest of them are amazing. This book is amazing as well. This is my eggs of the cake. The fourth element of the cake is the sugar, and this represents a sugary sweet book, just like a really sugary sweet book. I actually have two in their duology. It's the Just One Day duology by Gail Forman. These books, I don't have too many sweet like romance books, but these books are so like sickly sweet. Like, I love them, but they're so sweet. And I don't read a lot of books like this, but these are so sweet. It hurts your teeth. That's how sweet these two books are. Mostly, actually, I think this one is more sweet than the first one. They're sweet. So this is going to be a really sweet cake. I think I picked two sweet books. Like, they're too sweet for the cake, but that's okay. So the next element of the cake, which is the fifth element, is the icing. And everybody knows the icing covers everything you enjoy in the cake. So obviously, it represents the book covering every element that you enjoy. So I have to go like directly to this book. I have to go with Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, because this book is just like the perfect book. I feel like it was made for me to read it, because this book is exactly what I like would want to pick up at a store and take home and read in like a day. This book And it's a series too, so it's perfect. I don't have the rest of them, but like this is perfect. Like it has the action, and it has some romance, and it follows multiple characters, so it doesn't get boring, and it's not too hard to like switch between characters, because they do have different like kinds of thoughts and emotions and different powers. And I like how the world is set up pretty intricately as well, but like it's not too bad like to follow, not too hard to follow. Yeah, this is definitely my icing, and plus it's beautiful, and everybody wants beautiful icing, right? Like the decorations, the icing, and everything. So the next element of the cake is the sprinkles, and this represents a book series you can turn to for a little pick-me-up when you're feeling down. And I couldn't decide between two series, so I had to go with both. They're pretty closely related, though. I had to go with the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series and the Heroes of Olympus series, both by Rick Riordan. So these books are so fun. Both of these books are perfect for when you're feeling down because they're so funny, so quirky. The characters are amazing too. Like they're just people you might want to hang out with, and this book series is definitely one that I will pick up if I ever feel down. I love them both. I read them both super quickly. I actually read each one of these books in a day, and these as well, because they were so amazing. So yeah, that's my sprinkles. So the last element of the cake is the cherry on top. That represents my favorite book of the year so far, and I have to pick And I Darken by Kiersten White. And the reason I picked this book was because this book, out of every book I read this year, was so incredible, and they're all incredible. Most of the books I read this year were amazing, but this one just stood out of the rest because I don't usually read books like this, and when I do, they're not usually this interesting to me. So this is definitely my cherry on top. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I am going to start making more tag videos because they're so fun and they make me realize why I enjoyed reading the books that I'm talking about in the first place, or why I didn't. So before I go, I want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit the notification bells as to be notified as to when I post new videos. And I'm actually going to tag 2 people. I want to tag, and even if you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but I want to tag you guys. I want to tag Miranda at NotYourAverageMiranda and Brandie at Books with Brandie Shanae, because they have both been so awesome and they're so sweet, and I love talking to them in the comments. They have wonderful comments all the time, and you know, they're both small channels just like me, and I kind of like that there's more than, like, I'm not the only one right now. And plus, since they're being so sweet, I thought that this book cake challenge would be perfect, right? So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Bye.